Okay, I may as well do a video, everyone. This is Doreen, my gorgeous Henrietta. I'm holding on to Doreen and Mr. Fantastic just a little bit longer, hopefully. I've never had this situation before, but like I say, the market is very glutted with less than gorgeous dogs and less than healthy dogs and less than well-bred dogs, and it's very upsetting. And there are some good bred dogs around now too, but more than I've ever had, because it's true, usually I'm turning away probably 10 good homes right now, and I'm still waiting for the perfect homes. I've, of course, like I say, been turning away crappy homes or homes that other people would think are okay but not good for me. But the thing is I would like to also hold out, if I could, for a show home for Doreen or Mr. Fantastic, but at this point any great home will work. But look at them, they're so beautiful. And the reason I'm partially doing this video, you guys, it's a gorgeous day. I think it's like 85 high today, even though it is the very end of September. But also I am, tomorrow leaves the two that I already just walked, Madeline and Ivan. And Ivan will be going to a show home, which is great. Madeline, possibly. Those guys were open too, so I'm loving that so many great owners this time are open to giving a try, because I do think most people try it. They love it on Team Shasta anyway, because we're definitely have fun. And I think they appreciate that I really try very, very hard to breed healthy, great temperamented, beautiful dogs. And again, I think the universe has really been on my side, which I'm glad, because like I say, I'm now the breed pariah, especially for my recent feedback to the judge. And I stand very much by that feedback. To me, a special dog that is not standing for exam and is shaking and ultimately just goes right down on the table, that's just not to be awarded. And I stand by that. I think that as someone who wants to judge, we have to care about temperament. And sometimes it's just lonely, I guess. But the truth is, I never would want to hurt someone's feelings. And that feedback was not meant for the owner. It was meant for private for the judge. But the ring steward, who'd been talked to, as I understand it, by the AKC rep about never doing that again, betrayed her position and went and blabbed not only what she heard, but she twisted the whole story. Like the telephone game said that I said the dog was aggressive, which, it came out that wasn't the case at all, that I never said that. And that, again, the AKC very much not only supported me, they actually encouraged me and said that as a breeder of quality Staffords that's been in the breed more than 13 years, I should share that. And the judge ultimately very much respected it. And yet everyone hates me now. Even one lady that I would have really thought a lot higher of barely talks to me now. But that also could be because I doubt it. But Asher beat her dog too. But who knows? Anyway, the point is, I didn't mean to get off track on that. Just to say that I think the universe is rewarding me with great dogs and great owners. And like my one owner said, just, focus on all the amazing, great people that I do have. Right, Doreen, and the great dogs. And I probably would not trade that just to be liked by a bunch of people who seem to be intent on not liking me. Because the truth is ever since I came to California, people, from the minute I walked out here with Shaq and they said how bully she was, which nothing could be further from the truth, and they put down my own mentors, then when that wasn't working, they just moved on to me. So it is what it is. I just have to be person true and know that sometimes that's not going to always, in fact, those are the people that usually probably aren't liked very well, so I'm in good company. Anyway, that isn't what now I'm turning my video into YouTube therapy, but I'm trying to look at, I got the sprinkler going, you guys, because we lost power so many times that it's confused, and it now thinks it's 4 a.m. Anyway, behind me is my Mr. Fantastic. So Mr. Fantastic and Doreen, I'm hanging on to them for the hopes of a show home, but I will be letting them go to a perfect home when I find that home. And I hope it's before Christmas, you guys, because as the reason I haven't been doing many videos is because I've been so incredibly busy, and I have people coming starting at 2 tomorrow for those other 3, including Banjo. And I know he's going to an amazing, well, I know the others are too. I've already vetted them, and they're awesome people. And I already met the one guy at a show, and I haven't met Sonia yet for Maddie, but I know she's awesome. I met them via Skype, of course. But Banjo's owner has Sally, so are they ever going to be happy? And oh man, Anna, if you're ever listening, I don't know if you are one on my YouTube, but you are going to be in for your hands full with this guy, because God, He's the sweetest, but he is a busy boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. I know. All right, and they're smart. They know I'm going to give them a goodie. Hi, Doreen. Good girl. Henrietta's going to be happy to get so much Doreen love going. And I know what you mean, Henrietta, about keeping her. But honestly, I wouldn't right now, even though I agree with you. She's exquisite. And so someone who wants a good champion, hopefully, you never can guarantee, but at this point she looks like she'll be amazing. All three of these right here look like amazing specimens. I can't say that any one of them so far. And again, it always sounds like I'm so much bragging, but I'm just being honest, and hopefully it continues to keep going this way. But they're beautiful dogs, and then they turn out with their temperament and health so far, so just can't go wrong. So I am very grateful. And I'm also grateful for all my current owners. Like Tavish is going to be taking Jose to show him, which is really nice because I can't go up north. So Amy will be there to help the grand puppies and also to support each other, Amy and Tavish, because they own, of course, Willie's puppies. But then Bill will be up there at the end of December. And by up there, I mean Washington, because I won't be able to go to those shows. I am cutting my shows down a little, but I'll still be going to shows. Just about every maybe 6 to 8 weeks, just for affordability. I know we're all in the same boat on that. Holy cows, things, gas and lodging, it's just gotten too much really with everything going up, groceries, water, too much. So anyway, good boy, good peepee, Banjo, you little cutie pie. All right, who's ready to go play with the other doggies? Let's say bye. And I got to get ready. Got tons of paperwork and cleaning and millions of things to do before tomorrow. And frankly, this one thing I did start to talk about that I didn't finish was the neighbor border collie situation has been unbelievably horrific. And now, bottom line, you guys, we're having to spend a bare minimum of $600 or $700, but it's more likely going to be $900 just to get a survey on our property. And this, I'm always throwing Al under the bus, but it's true, is because Al is pathologically not assertive either. Like, he makes me look like a super assertive person. You guys, you're ruining the video because they're going after my feet, and we want to be able to show them while I'm talking. Anyway, the border collie comes across the road. So like, you see that road there, this is our other neighbor, but from behind the street it looks just like this behind our house. And so the neighbor behind us dog goes out of their driveway. These people have their dogs, of course, contained, but the people behind us, the dogs come out of the driveway, they hang out in the road, but then when they see our dogs, they come to the very fence line of our fence and race the fence. And Willow's once again gotten into it, and it's really sad because now Daisy's getting into it. Hi, Doreenie. And Daisy's been very good, and now she's even racing the puppy little gate because I think she's just starting to think that somehow that's the right thing to do. So it's causing us enormous pain. And so we caught the dog in a trap the other day, which is why animal control loaned us, and they were all on our side. But then the cops came by that night to get the dog because it was late and it had gotten loose from the trap in our yard and was racing all over. It's been such a nightmare week, I can't even explain it. And so anyway, the animal control cop, it wasn't an animal cop, real cop is like not what I mean, but it was just a regular sheriff on duty that night. He got in Al's face, Al told me, and he said, was the trap on her property? Because she's trying to say she owns that land. It's just a lie, of course. And apparently, the truth is what I've learned, especially from the dog show world and all that, people just lie and they don't think anything of it. And so she just said that. One time she tried to say that too when we were having an issue, and her ex-husband was like, no, it isn't. It's, that's ridiculous. He told me straight out that they would get the dogs under control and that was, not their property and the dogs shouldn't be loose. Well, like I say, now she's singing a different song and trying to act like that's her property, which it isn't. And for some reason, Al then said, I don't know, because he didn't know the technical boundaries either. And now we got all the legal deeds and documents which show we own all the way to the road as an easement or something, but I don't know, it's a nightmare. And so the only way to, I guess, fully establish it is to get a survey. But I called the animal control officer because people at work were super mad when I told them the story. And they're right. They said, why would the burden of proof be on you guys? She's the one. Oh, and on top of this, her dog bit Al 2 years ago. We never reported that. But just 2 days ago, the neighbor next to them who's called on their incessant barking multiple times and nothing's been done because apparently you have to fill out these extensive logs and it's just some kind of nightmare. But anyway, she said that the CAL FIRE guys were out there doing brush clearing and got bit by one of the dogs just last week and reported it. So animal control is making themselves highly vulnerable. But again, who wants to pay an attorney to go do all this? So it's cheaper just to pay the survey. Then once the dogs run up on our property, and here's coming from somebody who literally does not like to kill anything. I'm okay with killing flies and mosquitoes, but not spiders, nothing. I mean, I am a total do not kill person, and I don't know how to shoot a gun or anything, but yet I will tase the crap out of them with a taser that will really stun them if they come again, because Willow's face has been torn up and it's teaching our dogs to be aggressive, and I'm just not going to tolerate it. Plus, we're probably going to have to spend, even when we establish the boundary that it is our property, if the tasing or whatever doesn't work, we're going to have to spend to put like a privacy fence, which is kind of what I would want to do anyway. Part of me doesn't even want to do the survey and just put the more of a privacy fence. We have one already, so we would end up just putting like 3-4 feet of pretty bamboo there or something, but even that'd be about $1,500, right, Doreen? When I looked into the quote here, honey, I know I'm going to take you guys in, I'm talking too much. And so rather than do that, I think because I would worry, since they're mini Aussies, not border collies. She says mini, but they look huge to me. They're terribly bred, obviously, and they're terribly aggressive, mean dogs. But what I would do, in fact, the animal control officer, the other one that was super nice, said she went out there and she said she did give them a warning for loose dogs. There's like been 3 different officers. 2 of them have been awesome, and one that was so awesome doesn't even work there anymore, and I could see why. But anyway, she said to me that she was afraid to get out of or not afraid, she didn't use the word, but the other officer said that the officer went out there but was, I think she might have used the word, afraid to get out of the vehicle because the dog seemed aggressive, or just said she didn't get out of the vehicle. So anyway, they're huge problems. So yeah, part of me thinks if we built that privacy barrier of 3 feet, what good would it do? Because then they would just jump in the yard anyway. Although that was interesting, the dog was, after it escaped from the trap, it couldn't get out of our yard. And I'm like, God, man, talk about the difference between a well-bred dog. Obi has scaled our fence with ease, and Dobermans aren't necessarily, they're agile, but they're not really known for the way that Aussies would be. And Obi then came right back. He just jumped out by mistake because of he saw a deer, and then he came right back in. But that dog couldn't ever figure out for 3-4 hours. It was stuck in our yard, and we had to let our dogs out with leashes the other night. This was horrible, and it didn't ever figure out how to get out on its own. The lady had to come and get it. So that was a nightmare, and I've been dealing with all that stuff. So anyway, everything else is pretty good. I've been enjoying the puppies like crazy, but it's definitely been a different thing. And I do want to let everyone know, as sad as this is, I'm on the fence now about breeding Daisy, because I'm not a professional, and this is something I do for joy. And if the joy starts going away because I'm waking up at night about what's going to be the perfect home for them and just all this stuff I worry about all the time. I have Lexi and Jace who are amazing, but I still worry, oh wait, does Jace know how important it is to cuddle them every 10 minutes on the hour, or, you know, like stupid things that no one else thinks about. But I know all of you who get the dogs appreciate that I think about it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up with this, everybody. Thank you. The YouTube gives me a source of joy at times, because I know those of you who listen and watch are true dog lovers and breed lovers too. And so I appreciate that, because I think you know, and I do want to say I think you all know too, that at the age of about 9 weeks here, there is no way that more than a couple of them belong together right now, because these guys are angels with each other, but even they're starting to get where it's like fighting a little more. Not bad, but just enough where you know they need to be with their peeps. All right, guys, see you later. I got a billion things to do.